Hello and welcome to a first look at 9Kings. This game is a little outside of normal for me because this demo came out in July of last year, but I missed it. I was scrolling through Steam last night while watching just a terrible movie. I gotta tell you, I wanted to finish it to see if it got any better, but never mind. That's not important to this video story. When this game came across my recommended and I looked at it and I went, oh, that looks kind of cool. And so I installed the demo and I played it this morning. I was just like, let me see if I want to cover this game. And normally I play like one run of a roguelike or maybe two. I played like 5 runs of this game and I've been playing it for 2 hours. And yeah, this game's incredible. I was so blown away by how much fun I had. So what is this game? Well, it's like a wave defense sort of game, strategy game. It's not really like anything that I've ever played before. But you have a little grid that you put towers on, and then the towers contribute units, which you use to then defend against enemy attack waves. It's very good, and I wanted to cover it because I just had a lot of fun and I wanted to show it off. So this is being developed by a developer named Sad Socket, who have made some games before uh, which some of I've heard of actually, like Seraph's Last Stand, not related to Monster Train. But this game's coming out next month out of the demo, and I think it's just going to be a full release. I'm not sure, but we'll see. And yeah, you can go check out the demo right now if you want, and you should play this game a little bit because it's very fun. I think the only demo I've ever played that I've been this excited about a game after playing it, other than Monster Train 2, is Heretic's Fork, if you remember that game. But enough yapping out of me. Let's get to it, shall we? So, I haven't looked at the options too much, but they're fine. Can I actually turn down the screen shake? That's probably the best call. All right, let's get to it. There are 9 kings. I think there's only a few in the game right now. I think there's only 4. Yeah, no, you can play against this guy, but you can't play as him. So there's 5 in game, but you only play 4. I'm gonna play King of Nothing. He's like your starting guy, very simple. And I'm gonna play one difficulty below what I've played. There's gonna be a perk system as well on full release, is what it seems, which, cool. Let's just get into it, shall we? So, I don't have anything of note to say. Normally there's like a little filler while I'm loading in. I don't have anything to say to you though. I'm just gonna speak to speak. So the enemies will. This is not like a real-time game. This is a turn-based game, and it does have cards. I wouldn't call this a deck builder. It's very much not. They just use cards to convey a meaning. So we start by placing our castle, and each character seems to place one of these. You start with 3 cards, which you play cards until you're down to 2 in hand, and then the turn starts. And let me go down on speed here. So right now we have Blacksmith, which is a buff to adjacent towers. We have the Archer, which makes little dudes, and then we have a Scout Tower, which shoots arrows. And so since there's a lot of adjacency stuff, you have to plan ahead on your building on the grid. As I said, there are 9 tiles. We can expand a little bit. I think I've expanded like maybe twice total in this game, or naturally, and then there's like a perk that lets you expand more. But we're going to start out and we're just going to place like an archer here, and then next turn we can think about putting this blacksmith here to buff them maybe. And then your guys go out and shoot at the enemies. Enemies come in from here, and if they get to your castle, you take damage. If you lose, I think 3 waves, or the final wave you lose. And then at the end of the round, you get to pick up a card. The cards you get to pick are based on what enemy. So we're the King of Nothing, but these are not King of Nothing cards. These are the King of Nature cards because he's one of our enemies. When you make peace with an enemy, you don't get their cards anymore. And so we'll get to use these as like a little single use. I think I'm gonna take Elf. I had a lot of good experience with Elf. So I'm trying to plan ahead a little bit. I think I'll just put the Elf here for now. And the elves thing, they're also a ranged troop. They shoot slow, but for more damage. You can see they do 22 versus the 3 of my little normal archers, but they shoot very slowly. And their targeting always shoots at the furthest enemy. And then these are King of Spells cards. I don't like these very much. We could take Offering, destroys target plot and receive 2 random spell cards. That's fine. We can also just never play that card. Because you have 2 cards that you won't play until the very end of the game, you know? Now you'll notice I have the little targeting thing. Each of the castles has their own spell. The King of Nothing's castle shoots a boulder, which does a little AoE damage. There's no friendly fire. I don't really typically do this because it's just not very worth it to me. I think I'll take a knight, highly defensive melee unit. Let me think about where I want this guy. I think I want him here. And this is for, this is positioning for a specific building I know I'm going to get, and I think your first few runs of this game you will not have as much of an idea of what you're doing as I do, right? But, like I said, I sat down and I actually played like 2 or 3 hours of this game, so, you know. I don't, basically if I see a purple card I don't want them. Sometimes it feels like you just get offered only purple cards like this, and when this happens I kind of just buy one and move on. A unit causes area damage equal to 25% of its attack when killing an enemy. I guess we could play that. That's like a little spell, or an enchantment I should say. And it goes on the units to make them stronger. It's like a buff. Easy attack speed of your towers. These are all bad. All your empty plots are filled with... I guess we'll take bunker. Increase attack speed of your towers. This is like a non-upgrade though. I could maybe end up playing the scout tower. One thing, I'm gonna go in and I'm just gonna turn the music up a touch. It might be too loud, I'm not sure. I can't tell. I'm gonna leave it. I can't tell if it's too loud because I'm talking and it's hard for me to hear because I'm just yapping. But yeah, this is the game. And I really like this game. I'm almost certainly gonna cover the full release of this. I'll probably stream it a little bit if nothing else. I am super into this game. It's simple. It's a very, very basic concept, but it does something to me. I don't know. I think it's just watching these guys go beat the fuck out of each other really does it for me. So I'm going to upgrade this blacksmith. This is giving me 2% attack damage to adjacent units and towers, and I'm going to go ahead and take this up, so this will do 2% twice now. Generally, if you want to in combat, you can hover over the plot to see, or you can do it outside of combat too, but you can just hover over to see information about the enemies, or your units. I don't think you can hover over the enemies. No, you cannot. But yeah, it's pretty straightforward. I don't feel like this game is too hard to learn. Procreate's super good. It adds 9 units to the selected troop. Because we have 3 elves, and now we have 12. I feel like that is very good. Elves are a King of Nature card, and I feel like generally if you're playing a build based around making units, you want to stay at war with the King of Nature, because he gives a lot of really good ways to buff your units up. In my limited experience here anyway. If you don't mind now, you've gotten a feel for what the game looks like, I'm going to go ahead and speed up to 2x speed. And maybe by the end I'll play on 3x speed just so you can see what it's like. Buildings cap at 3 upgrades, and the only thing I think is a little annoying about this game is you can't see what the upgrade is if you are going to play units. I think you get more units, but I don't actually know. And that's something that I could use, but I don't care that much, to be honest with you. I'm very lazy about shooting the cannon. I just don't care. I do think I want Forest. Add +1 HP. When you look at it, right, it's 37 HP, so it's a pretty reasonable amount of HP to add. Or I could put it on the archers and the elves. When I bring it back, there it is. Could also reroll this. I'll reroll one time. Clone is pretty good, just get another copy of a card. And we could do probably another knight. Or I could hold this, actually. Let's hold this and let's put a scout tower up. So the tower, there's no range thing for the towers, they just shoot at whatever they're supposed to shoot at, right? So I think these just shoot at the nearest enemy. Wait, this thing's kind of cooking. What the hell? I haven't played too much with the towers, maybe this is good. Wait a minute, have I been sleeping on these things? Whoa. Let's take another wild card. Yeah, so now it's time to wage war on another king. I already know who I'm going to wage war on. You'll figure this stuff out. There's a specific card I want from the King of Greed, so I'm going to go fight him. And you just figure it out by playing, you know? I can't explain to you the why, but I can explain to you the why. There's a card that the King of Gold has that gives you more tower, or more attack speed to adjacents, and that's what I want. So let's clone... Let's clone the knights and get some more knights in here. Yeah, you see we went from 3 to 6 knights. I wonder if it goes from 6 to 9. I think this game generally doesn't want you to feel like you're getting robbed, is the best way I could put it. Also, sound effects are way too loud. Sorry, I've just realized. Hopefully you can still hear me during that bit. But I think the game doesn't want you to feel like you have to do one thing or another. Here's the one. Every round adds 2% attack speed to adjacent units and towers. So a few notes that I'd like to point out. And so far, there are a few buildings in the game that scale, so for example, there's this building called the Demon from the King of Blood, and it says when a friendly unit dies, this unit gains 0.3% stats across the board. In a lot of other games, it got a lot quieter. Strange. Well, I'm not gonna mess with the sound anymore. Anyway, in a lot of other games, that would be like, I have to rush upgrades on this guy no matter what, because you would think it would go 0.3, 0.6, 0.1, 0.2 or something like that, right? But it doesn't actually matter, and you don't have to rush upgrades, which I really appreciate. Just kind of being able to... We'll do against attack trigger or lightning chain, by the way. Oh, and then there's a shop. I don't know when the shops show up. I haven't bothered to learn yet. Oh, this guy's a warmonger. I think what that means is he only sells units. I'll take a knight. But yeah, you generally don't have to fear missing out on value. And yeah, that went from 3 to 6 to 9, I think. Or no, to 12? 3 to 6. Okay, so it did go 3 to 6 to 12. So you do get benefit from going up. Or no, it says 9. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm just hallucinating. Yeah, that is 9 units. I don't know how I thought that was 12. I just miscounted. Sorry. Anyway, you don't have to think like going vertical is the same as going horizontal, is what I should say, right? Three knights here versus 3 knights in a row is the same. And I just think it's worth knowing because it matters in games like this. Sometimes I feel like there's a big anxiety, or I will feel like, rather, maybe not you, but I'll feel like I'm going to miss out on a bunch of scaling. There's like 1 or 2 buildings in the game that permascale that I've seen, which we haven't seen on this run for me to tell you about, but generally the game is pretty good about letting you not worry too much, which I think is important. We'll just take a scout tower upgrade. I think it's important though that you, like in a game like this, you don't feel like you're too late to an upgrade, basically, or too early to an upgrade, I guess. Like I never have to optimize in some annoying way. The King of Greed is a very annoying enemy for me though, because he has guys that jump to the back line. Hate that guy. And then we get to expand. That's what this is. We get to go 1 new square. I'm gonna put it, I think, here. And we're just gonna try to super buff these elves, because I feel like they're kind of gaming. But like, what I mean to say, I suppose, is like going vertical on this beacon or putting a second beacon here, I get the same value on the elves, so there's no min-maxing in that regard, which I think is very nice. But, you know, it's not terrible to have min-maxing, I suppose. This catapult does do a lot of damage. I should probably be more intelligent, although it ultimately doesn't matter. Should I have 56? I'll roll 1 time. Did these not change? I think I just got robbed. Stack trigger of lightning deals +1 damage and +1 chain per stack. I think we'll do this on the archers because they attack faster. That's the whole thing, right? The elves are 0.12 hits per second, the archers are significantly faster. Did I just get rinsed? I think I just got hosed. Holy moly. Huh? That's surprising. So I lose 1 round, I lose a life, so be it. That was tough. I did not realize he was just gonna do me like that. Oh, you know what? I have this increased attack speed of your towers. This movement speed of your troops. I guess we double max HP, so that hopefully doesn't happen to me again. And I'm not gonna put anything here. I haven't been getting King of Nature cards to buff my troops, which is a little annoying. But yeah, we're not going to put anything on this corner because I want to leave that open to put something down to buff my knights. There's a specific building from this character that I have missed. Not this character, but like the King of Nothing, my base character that I've missed. That's kind of tough to not have here. Let me get I don't know. Those units with the lowest HP percentage in battle, sure, let's try that. It's just spamming me with spell cards. I don't want King of Spells cards. I don't like him. Give me King of Nature cards. He's my guy. I think I'm actually going to lose this run, which is crazy. But you see how I'm just getting rinsed? I'm trying to clear their elves out because their elves are going to just snipe my elves. Maybe my knights are the way. I don't know. Here we go. Clone. Give me Procreate. I need more... I think I need more elves. We want peace with the King of Spells so that he just stops wasting my time. Basically, I would have preferred peace with the King of Greed, but And I could spend 10 to reroll. Maybe I should have. Oh no. Give me 9 more elves. It strikes me as very good to procreate on things like elves because, you know, you start with 3 of them and that's the balance around them, and suddenly you just have a whole volley of arrows blow up entire waves, which feels great. I love blowing up whole waves. That's my shit. Here's the building I was waiting for. Farm. It's every turn adds 1 adjacent unit, or 1 unit to 1 adjacent army. Now this one doesn't go full, and I kind of fucked up. I didn't think about this correctly, because I should have played this beacon here, because I want to farm on just the elves. So let me just destroy this beacon. We'll get 2 really good spells. And then I can play these cards because you play down to 2. So I'm just going to let this farm sit here, and every round it's going to put +1 unit in my elf army. And then I'm going to get jumped by a bunch of assassins and die. Terrible news. Because the elves don't shoot close, they shoot far. I guess they just have the HP to not die to the assassins, huh? We could take the castle. I doubt I'm going to upgrade it, but I can still take it. And now we're in business. Now I would feel like we're pretty strong. I crushed this mirror matchup for sure. I'm basically playing as the King of Nature at this point. It's kind of fucked up that the boars just run right past my front line though. I guess that's how it is. Now we're talking. This is the building that scales over time. Summons a fighting spore every 5 seconds in battle. Spores accumulate every battle. So they stay over time, which means you want longer fights, and if you get this early, it's a lot better than if you get it late. In my experience, anyway. What you got for me today? I don't really have anything worth expanding. I don't know. I guess I'll just put it here. I'm gonna clone the farm, and we're gonna go like 2 elves per round. We're almost at the end of the game. It ends in 5 rounds, I believe. So the runs are pretty quick once you get used to it, right? I'm playing on 2x speed too. You can play on 3x speed, and you would have a much faster experience, which I might just play on 3x speed for the end of this so you can see what it's like. Oh, also, if you're wondering, I should have mentioned sooner, this is the last piece of information you need to know. The number on the tower is how much they did in the last round. So like my elves have done 2,000 damage this round, and yeah, this is the end game for me. I mean, the beacon. I'll take another feast, double max HP again. Sure, that seems good. So it's my max HP now 108. Wow, these knights are like almost unkillable. I wish I could get an idea of how much. Well, how much do the enemies do? Like 10, 19. So 108 is a lot of HP. This run is finished. I have won for sure. And I have found this game plan, because when you're making extra elves like this, you kind of just steamroll enemy waves. The first volley wipes their whole backline, and that's usually all of their damage. The King of Greed is the guy who would have a chance at beating me, but yeah, we're gonna take Steel Coat. If you didn't read that, it says cancels the first hit this unit would take every battle. Well, let's take Overinvest. Spend 30 gold to increase by 15% every stat of a unit or tower. That's cool. So we'll go Overinvest on these guys. They're shooting every 0.27 seconds. And then we'll go Steel Coat. So that blocks their first damage taken. I think they have a Combustion too, which is AoE damage when they kill an enemy. Yeah, you see the little circle that goes around when they shoot? When they kill an enemy, they do a little burst of AoE. And there's nothing left to do. I'll just see if there's anything good in here. I cannot afford Overinvest. Beacon it is. This is final round, I think. Oh no, next round's final round. My bad, I could have taken Overinvest. It doesn't matter, though. My elves are just gonna blot out the sun. And it's just, I think it's just so satisfying, man. I love being allowed to just make a huge archer line and blow people away with it. Yeah, this is the final assault of the King of Nature. Thankfully, just the King of Nature, because if I had to fight the King of Greed, he could give me some trouble, perhaps. I'll do static, why not? We'll do this one in 1x speed so you can experience the true fight. I don't know what the auto button does. No clue. Yeah, the enemy in the final wave will bring in some sort of like big golem monster. Every enemy has a different one. This one does like plant circles or something. I don't know. I have just doubled my HP, and my elves are... I lost 0 units. If you saw in the bottom left, 91 to 91. Nobody died. That's the game. We can continue on in endless mode if you like. I haven't done this yet. Let's go look. Let's see what endless mode looks like for a little bit. I'll do like a few more waves just to see what it's like. You can expand your kingdom at any time by clicking at the tower. Oh, interesting. Just as much as you want. Oh, for money. Okay. Maybe you're supposed to play endless mode. Interesting. Here, let me go to 3x speed and let's explore endless mode a little bit and see what it's like. We'll go up to like wave 30 or so. My elves though? Holy. I can't get another farm in. My farm is maxed. I could maybe try to move the beacon to get more elves. No, I think it's better just to go attack speed, right? Because faster attacks is gonna mean more enemies die quickly. Presumably, oh my god. Never mind, not even presumably. My knights got to do 3 damage. Let's take a vault. This is plus 3 gold at the end of every round. Normally, I just don't bother because the runs are over so quickly, but hey, endless mode, let's see how far we can go. On 3x speed, I don't mind. But you'll notice too, I'm just going to stop shooting the castle. I just don't care anymore. Can be mounted by adjacent units. For each 1 HP it has, increased its rider's stats by 1%. I don't have any room for that on my elves. I think we'll just keep procreating. We'll just keep stacking them up. I don't know how many elves are there now, but it's a lot. I think there's an option in the menu, by the way, if you're thinking like I am, like, wow, that sure takes a while on the animation. I think there's an option in the menu. Let's take a look. Maximum level of the castle is now 9. Increase attack speed of towers. Let's roll. Attack of towers and troops by 30%. 20% chance to do crits. I'll do 30% attack. Let's just check, because I saw an option in the menu there that says skip building animations. Let's see if this actually skips us past the start of round. Oh yeah, that's really nice. Cool. I probably wouldn't play with that in a run, like in the start of a run, in case it's good to know what you're forgetting, basically. Do I even have a forest? I don't even have a forest up. I'll take a forest. I don't know where I would put it though. But no, it's good to know what you're forgetting, I guess is the best way to put it. Good to know what isn't fully upgraded, but now that we're at the end of this run and I know what's upgraded and what isn't, I think I can just let it ride like this and we can blast through these waves real quick. Like, when this troop kills, there's a 2% chance to receive 1 gold. Sure, that might seem low, but the King of Spells, who I did not play as, and I got rid of quickly, he has a building that's like 50% chance to replicate an enchant on an adjacent ally. So you could make that number very high. Oh, I've already capped these knights. Interesting. I could expand. I don't want to get in the way of this farm, right? I want this farm powering up my elves. But I could put the knights like... I don't know. They don't even seem that good to me. Use that traps enemies for a few seconds, 3 roots per level. I think I'm just gonna take money. I want to see what the failure point is of this build. Because it sure feels like they can't do anything to these elves, right? Let's just stack up some money and build some economy out. This guy, I feel like the king of nothing, which is who we are. The rebellion just has no chance. Those guys get clobbered. Blacksmith, no. I'd have to put a new unit tower up, right? Or let's just take stuff and then throw it away. It's time to wage war against another king. Give me the king of blood. Let's get some new enemies in here, you know? Get some flavor. But I'm never gonna play this. We can just throw it away. We can just keep annihilating this guy. I assume that he's scaling damage, but also 115,000. Wow. Destroys a plot and returns you 30 gold for each level it had. Okay. I could do that here, maybe? Or no, I should do it here, and then I should forest onto the knights. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do, because that healing is not very useful now. This is the King of Blood. He does something. Dies, apparently. An adjacent, these are blood cards. I think the imps are very good. Fast and aggressive, small troop with unit with many units. I've had this be really strong. The cemetery, though, if an adjacent unit dies in battle, summons an imp to fight in its place, is also pretty good. Could go for another elf, but what's the point, right? I feel like at this point we're so deep in. I'm just gonna save my money. We're gonna forest our knights up. it feels like most of the scaling stuff at this point is too late, right? Oh, I see. And now the endless scaling is getting to me. Yeah. Enemies are definitely getting exponential numbering up. I'm getting run over. Understandable. So you'd have to learn how to scale up into eternity better, huh? Because now there's enemy waves that are just running right through me, yeah. Like so. Target plot adds 1 level to adjacent plots. Nah. Mangler seems cool. Just siphon units from one into this. Let's take a cemetery, I guess. And we could do cemetery here. And now when these archers die, they're going to turn into imps for me at least, which is maybe some more meat for the gristle. What do you call it? What do you want to say about that? More value. But yeah, we're gonna die. We're dying, funnily enough, to the King of Nature because he's just able to. His elves shoot my elves quickly. So I just want to roll and see if this really is all green. It does appear to be all green. So like sometimes you level up and you just get green. Sometimes, so maybe this time, maybe it's based on who you fought last round. Maybe now I get a nothing card. Oh man, someone probably said that. I'm such an idiot. How did I not realize? It's who you fought last round is what card you get. That makes sense. Amplify their effects one more time, sure. I think our time is about to be up. But who knows? Oh no, I'm gonna die to this guy for sure. Yeah. I didn't have anything for him, I feel like. I didn't have a good way to stop his elves from running me over. Mostly, I think I needed to have a lot more knights. Like, I needed a farm on the knights. But hey, that was still pretty good. I haven't played Endless before. That wasn't too bad. And then you get a level up, and we unlock the King of Greed, because I have not actually unlocked him yet. So, there's a lot to do in this demo, really. But that's 9Kings. You should check this game out and put it on your wishlist. I will definitely cover it again in about a month when the full release comes out. This game is excellent. I cannot overstate how much fun I have with this game. I really, really like this game. And I cannot wait to see what it has in the end. Because, mind you, what we just played on is not the highest difficulty. There are more difficulties. I have not gone all the way up, but I imagine there's a few more. So yeah, check this game out for sure. Go play the demo, throw it on your wishlist, and keep an eye out for it to release next month. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to leave me a like, subscribe if you want to see more, and I will see you in the next one. Have a good one.